Hi my sewing lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Johanna. If this is your first time clicking in, thank you so much. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Today on the channel, I'll be showing you 5 steps to make this beautiful, trendy, cute, elegant bubble skirt. If it's something you like to learn, please keep on watching and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And let me know guys, do you like the purple one or the pink one? I would like to see your comment on the comment section. Now let's get to it. So for this tutorial, I'll be needing my tape measure, my chalk, my fabric scissors, my pins, my rulers, my straight and my curved ruler. And for fabrics, I'll be using cotton poplin for the main fabric and polycotton for lining. So this is our measurements we're going to be needing for this tutorial. First of all, our waist circumference. I'll be using 28 inches and I'll multiply that by 3 because I want gathers and I want a lot of volume for this skirt, so I will be multiplying my waist by 3. You can do ×2 or ×4. The more gathers, the more volume, the better. So for the full length, the main fabric, I want 20 inches, but I would add 6 inches for the underlay for the lining. And for the lining, I would say 26 minus the overlay, which is 21, and I added 1 inch. Now we're going to be using 2 types of circles to get this bubble skirt. I'll be using the half circle and a quarter circle. You can do a full circle and a quarter circle. It means you're going to cut this half circle twice, or you can cut it once, depends on how long your fabric is. And to get your half circle skirt formula, you're going to say your waist divided by 3.14 and you get your radius, which my radius here is 26. And for the quarter circle, I'll be using my actual measurement, which is 29, and you can also add 2 or 3 for the elastic because you're going to use elastic for this tutorial for the skirt. So I got 18.5, then I divided it again by 2 because a quarter circle skirt, and I'll be folding it by 2, so I got 9.25. so this is the formulas and measurements we're going to be needing for this tutorial. So just watch and learn and enjoy this because you're going to learn a lot. So I folded my fabric in half, then I'm marking the radius. I want you to look at the way I mark this radius. I used 24 inches. So I'm marking it like in a circular form. Put your tape measure at the tip of the fabric and measure it in a circular form. So I measured 24 inches because when I measured my fabric, I saw it was a bit enough if I used 26 inches for the radius. So if you have more fabric, that's good. You can use more for the radius because my fabric was not long enough, so that's why I used 24 inches. So right now I'm just adding my seam allowance of 0.5 inches. Perfect. Now we have the waist circumference. Now let's get to the length. So for the length, we're going to be using 26 inches. Remember, 20 inches for my length and 6 for the overlay for the lining. You'd see it as we go. So 26 inches I marked just as we did the waist. So I'm going to put my tape measure on the first line, then I would mark 26 inches in a circular way. Make sure your tape measure is not moving. Make sure it stays flat and straight so that you can get a perfect circle. So to get a very defined circle, you can use your French curve and connect it bit by bit. As you can see, I'm connecting it like bit by bit until I get to the end. Then when you get to the end, you're going to do like a straight line. Perfect. So I'll just cut that out. So now we have a half circle skirt cut, and this is good. Perfect. You can cut this twice to get more volume. The more volume, the better. So now for the lining of the skirt, we're going to be using 9.25 for the radius. I'm going to mark that in a circular form. Now, perfect. So now we're going to mark our length, which is 21 inches. I would mark it in a circular form also. Make sure your tape measure is flat on your fabric. It's a very easy skirt. It's one of the cutest skirts I've ever made. It's so cute. You can style it in different ways. Cut out our lining is ready. So we're gonna take our main fabric and stitch that center back. I'm gonna stitch it 1/2 inch and I would overlock. So you're gonna stitch a straight stitch and overlock. Then I'm going to be doing 2 rows of gather stitch on the waist and on the hem of this main fabric. 2 rows of gather stitch. And when doing your gather stitch, make sure your length is on 4 or 5. That's the highest, the longest length. So now it's time for the work. This is where the work is. The very simple skirt, but when it comes to gathering, it can be a bit not nice. It can be a bit tricky, and it can be a bit overwhelming, because if your gather stitch, your gather thread cut on the way, you have to start all over again. So you need to make sure, guys, that you're doing it carefully. You do not rush this process. Just take your time and gather. This was the second skirt I made. I made a pink skirt. I made a tutorial, but my phone got stolen and I have to make another one. I cried because this video, I made it with my whole heart. Yes, and I don't like this gather part, but this is the second time I am making it, and I think that I did this better than the pink one, because the pink one was the first one I made. So I'm gonna mark the 4 corners of the lining pieces so that it's gonna be easy for me to attach them on the lining. Just mark the 4 corners, like the middle here, the 2 middle, the center front, and also the sides. So I'm gonna put my main fabric inside the lining. That is right sides facing right sides, and then it's time to pin. So guys, I am pinning the lining to the main fabric. Can you see that? Because I do not want to lose my gather, I also pleated the lining because I don't want my skirt to be less gathers, if you understand. I don't want to lose that gathers. If I want to use the circumference of the quarter circle skirt, my main fabric would have less gathers, but I want more gathers. That is why I pleated some parts. If you want more gathers, you can do the full circle skirt, which means you're going to cut the half circle skirt twice. Try to make sure your gathers are even, not that one side there is no gathers and the other side there's more gathers. Make sure that your gathers are evenly spread. You spread them evenly and your skirt is going to look so cute. Now let's stitch all around, stitch, and we are done. I stitched them, as you can see. So now I'm gonna turn it inside out and bring it outside like it is. So now let's gather the waist circumference the same way. Try to make sure you are doing it carefully. Do not rush this part because your thread can break. And when your thread breaks, it means you have to start all over, and it's a bit overwhelming. It's not nice. It's just you're gonna get tired. So make sure you just take your time, gather it evenly until you get your waist circumference. Your real waist circumference is on the quarter circle skirt. So now you can see that my gathers are even, and now it's time to pin it together with the lining. So we are done pinning the skirt to the lining on the waist, and now you can see that overlay I'm talking about, that piece of 5 inches. That is what I was talking about, your full length plus the overlay. So right now, grab your elastic and cut the circumference of your waist. I cut 27 inches because it's stretchy, so I want it to be very fitted on my waist. So if you want it to be loose, you can cut exactly your waist measurement. So I'm just gonna stitch that to the skirt, and guys, we are done. I told you it's very easy and very nice. But are you gonna try it? Let me know in the comment section. And guys, do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching.